How to manifest your dream car, sports car, whatever car you want. We're going to talk about how to manifest it. I'm going to teach you the secrets, the principles, the methods on how to do it. How do I know this? I've done it. I've manifested my dream car. I've done it through the lottery and other cars. I've manifested the same process. And it works the same way for everything. But let's focus on cars. All right. So how do we manifest stuff? Here's the secret. Manifestation is really about our focus and attention, our energy, and we put it out. There's something even more powerful that does the creating for you. It's you, your authentic self, your higher self. All this will make sense once we get into it. So let's begin. So the first thing you have to do is decide what car you want. What kind of car? That's number one. Number two, decide, not think you want it, know you want it. All right? Next point, don't look at price. Don't worry about how expensive it is. How are you going to pay for it? That's not what we're doing. We're going to the end. So once you decide, don't let the price or anything hold you back. Just decide the car. All right? So once you decide what car you want, now we're going to charge it. We're going to put some sort of action or inspired action to get the creative process working. And it can be either two ways. So the first way is you want to take some pictures of your car. So if you see your car, you got the internet, take pictures, put it on your screensaver, okay? Then before you go to bed, open your screensaver or the pictures, swipe through the pictures of the car, see yourself in the car, superimpose your mind in the car. All right. When you go to sleep now, you must visualize yourself driving your car, taking your car. Now here's the most important part. This is the secret part that we mess up and we don't get. What I've discovered is this. Anytime when I was visualizing, manifesting my car, I would always get super excited. It would feel like, oh man, this is amazing. And I got this car, my sports car, I'm driving it. Then I noticed I kind of felt a little resistance when I got out of it. It's like my mind says, come on, man, you're in fantasy. And that's really what it was. So what I did, I adjusted and I realized that all I had to do was visualize it like it's normal for me. Like I'm supposed to have this. I'm supposed to be driving this car. I'm not supposed to be like, oh, it's special. That's when it clicked. Because when I discovered that I just have to be normal, like just getting up every day and getting in a regular car. That's what clicked it. Because now my subconscious mind accepts that it's possible for me to have this because it's normal. It doesn't see it as something out of my reach, out of my belief. See their keyword now? Now I believe it because I made it something normal. I brought it down to me. I didn't make it above me like, oh, something super special. So that's the next secret. Now the next part is what I did on my part was, so I decided what car I wanted, right? So seen the car. And it was a beautiful car. Remember, it was a Dakar yellow E46 BMW M3. That car, they only built 10 in the world. And it had a sunroof delete. It came from the factory without a sunroof. And it had cloth seats. All the leather stuff was taken out because it was made for lightness. And when I seen that car, I said, man, I have to get that car. That's when I started to decide. And I started to see myself in the car. And I started to do the things I've shown you. And the next thing I did was I contacted the seller, the person who was selling the car. And I said, hey, I want to come see the car. So that's what I did. I went down and I seen the car and I sat in the car. And when I sat in the car, it did something amazing. It even supercharged me more. It's like I turned into a new level. It's like I was on X Games mode, as they say, but I was in another level because now my mind was, yes, you're going to have this car. And that's when the wheels started turning. Now, by me being in the car, I took pictures. I had my video camera. I was seeing the car. And there's one thing I did that was interesting. As soon as I sat in the car, I call these my magic words. And I believe they work. You can use them too. As soon as I sat in the car, I put my hand on the steering wheel. I said out loud to myself, I said, this is my car. This car belongs to me. This is my new car. And I left. And then I started to create the creating process. So now, the next thing I decided was, so you have to decide, how do you want your car? Would you like to have your car in making car payments? Or would you like to have your car paid cash outright? So that's something you want to decide. Now with me, I decided I just want this car. I don't want any payments. You can do the same thing too. But the key is this one. Now this is tricky because you have to be kind of open, because the universe can bring it to you in a way that it may be payments, but you'll be able to afford it, so it also seems like it's not payments. That makes sense. But for me now, I'm just using my timeline just to make a picture so that you can adjust to yours. So for me, I decided, look, I just want this car, no payment. All right? I want it cash. I'm going to buy the car out cash. So the lottery, I visualized it. Long story short, I visualized the lottery. I got the money and I bought the car cash. That's the part. But now for you, this is what I want you to get now. It's principally here. You don't have to worry. You don't have to go use the lottery. I did. It could come to you in different ways. So here's what you do though. Here's the main point though you look at. You have to now start to immerse yourself in your car. So without being attached to it. So what does that look like? So here's what happened. I would have pictures. I would create a separate album in my phone for my car. I would title the car. I'd say E46 Dakar Yellow M3. And all my pictures would be of the car. That's it. And every night I would open my phone, I'd look at my car, and I'd say, man, that car is mine. Right? Next thing I would do, in my regular car, when I was driving that car, I would superimpose that I'm in my new manifested car. So I would actually pretend that the car I was actually driving is my new car. It's tricky, but you can do it. What I did was I got in the car and I drove it. And when I look at the steering wheel was the steering wheel of my new car. In other words, I took the image in my mind and transferred it into my actual reality. So my brain kind of got like, whoa, what's going on here? Is this his current car or is this the new car? And I kept doing that more and more, and I got really good at that to the point that I convinced my subconscious mind that this is my new car. That's key, because now my subconscious mind accepts it. There's no argument. Now the creation process begins. That's when things work behind the scenes. For me, it was the lottery. For you, it could be another means. It could be the lottery or it could be something else. I've had individuals that I've taught this to and they came back to me, and I had one person manifested a McLaren, and he didn't win the lottery. He got it through a contest and he won it. So I'm just showing you there's avenues that the universe can deliver this to you. Anyways, back to the manifestation of your dream car. So once you start to superimpose and see yourself in a car, now you're going to get what I call feedback from the universe. The universe is now going to show you that what you want is being created, and it's asking you, hey, is this what you want? Let me show you what that means. So while I'm doing the process, the car was Dakar yellow. It was a rare color. So everywhere I went now, I started seeing all these yellow cars. And one time I was surrounded by 4 yellow cars. One behind me, one in front, one on the next side of the road, the other side. No coincidence. They kept popping up, popping. Now I knew what was happening. So the universe is saying, Mark, all right, I got your order. So is this what you want? So you can change your mind or something else. That's why I say always decide. So of course I said, yep, go with it. That's what I want. So these signs kept popping up. So I knew it was close. And of course, a few months later, I got the car. Right? That's how you're going to manifest your dream car. So let me wrap it up for you and show you a structured system. So number 1, decide what car you want. Number 2, create some sort of visual image of you on the phone. Have your car. Number 3, either go visit the car where the dealer is at. Physically touch the car. If you can't physically see the car, then have pictures of the car. Put it in your mind's eye. Every night, visualize you in the car, but here's the key. Visualize it as normal. It's not crazy. It's like, oh, I got this car. Visualize it as if it's regular. Okay? Next component. Don't try to figure out a specific means. That sounds paradoxical because you say, well, Mark, you visualize a specific means. You got it through the lottery. So do I have to do the same? No, you don't have to do the same. Each of us create our reality individually. That was just my way of creating my reality. I mean, you can do it too. But the point was, even when I was doing the lottery, I wasn't hung up on it. I would love to win the lottery to buy this car, but I also left the door open because I said, hey, I'm open for other ways the universe could deliver it to me. So that's what I mean. So leave the options open. Don't even try to figure out, well, how am I going to get it? Just see yourself in it, okay? And then, if you have a regular car, superimpose yourself in that car. If you don't have a car, that's fine as well. All you have to do is, if you're out and about, just think to yourself what it would be like driving the car. And then you bombard your mind with those images and you visualize it and you leave the door open, and now the universe is going to communicate to you and give you some feedback. You might see your car, the version of your car driving around. If it's a rare car, you see it a few times, you say, oh, it's working. Yes, it's working. And now you constantly do that without getting attached, and I guarantee you, you will have your dream car. So there you go. Now you know how to manifest your dream car. Do it, put it to work, and see the results.